You're 6 years old and your family has just moved into an enormous house. As you all settle in over the next few months, you and your brother spend a lot of time playing by the fountain in the yard. There's something alluring about it. The two of you admire the way it distorts your reflections with the waves of the water, and for a brief moment you swear your brother's reflection morphed into the image of a skull. It must have been a trick of the light. A few months later, your brother is dead. This is the story of the Baleroy mansion. Welcome to Ghost Binkers. Pause for dramatic effect.
Hello, junior and senior Binkers. I'm Trev, and I am trying so hard with my little heart and soul to believe in ghosts. And with me is my co-host and buddy, Killian.
And I'm noticing you're getting more desperate every episode. It's sort of more pleading with every intro.
I don't know what makes you say that.
The length of the intro?
I think it's been the same since we started. Together, we are the Ghost Binkers, and we explore real-life spooky stories and joke the spooky credibility out of them. A light binking, so to speak. Now, that timing was impeccable.
You have like the delay of the button press to the start of the sound effect. That's pretty good. So the timing was really good. It didn't look like it was going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
And based on your track record recently, I was a little anxious. I saw it like...
Fair. Understandable.
It's like, when your team has like a star shortstop who's like a little lazy, and then like he muffs two bad balls in a row, and then like end of the game...
Now he has a reputation.
End of the game he starts lollygagging, and you're like, hey man, you fucked it up twice. You gotta tighten up.
Come on, man. We're starting to call you Dropski McGee.
My dad is going to say some racist shit about you if you don't get that ball in,
So this episode is about the Baleroy mansion. And in the intro, I pronounced it Baleroy incorrectly, even though I had just looked it up 2 minutes beforehand.
You're not just going to edit in a new intro?
The
intro is like the most droppable. Okay.
I will, but I just...
outing yourself anyway.
Full disclosure to our Bink squad here.
Now they think you're just stupid. They're like, he didn't even say it. He didn't even remember what he said.
Yeah. I will say, this Baleroy mansion, real or fake, junior or senior Binker, this is the spookiest spookiest story that I think we're going to cover so far.
I was going to say, the alarm bells of it being fake did start ringing because it is just like Ghostbusters,
new spooky mansion,
or like Goosebumps.
Literally,
very Goosebumps. Very. Have you ever read Lock and Key, the comic book? It's about two boys who like like the Secret Garden, that kind of like Victorian mansion era of thing.
Yeah.
It's like two boys move into like a Victorian mansion and they find like a key that opens a well and there's like a ghoul down there. It's very like I read it from the library 20 years ago, so forgive my elusive memory of Lock and Key, but it's very like, this kind of like Victorian, like, ooh, spookiness is happening.
I mean, even just the Disney Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one.
Oh.
Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Oh, I did watch it. I don't remember it.
That's a good one.
I was 12 or 11, didn't like it.
You're going to have to watch that one. Last thing before we get into our story, I had a little spooky thing happen last night.
Last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my wife, Amy, is out of town. Mm-hmm. And so our cat, Bubbles, I didn't want him to feel lonely, so I let him into the room for a little bit. He kept me awake, so I was like, okay, I'm sorry, buddy. You got to get out of the room.
All time.
And then, like, in the middle of the night, I heard 3 very clear, loud knocks.
Yeah, it's him grabbing the bottom of the door.
No.
For sure, right? It's like him pulling on something.
I think I was just dreaming.
Oh, okay.
Because I yelled hello, but it was like in my dream.
Yeah.
But then I woke up and I felt the most fear I've ever felt probably in my adult life.
Yeah, you had night terrors.
I had a night terror.
Yeah, welcome to the club, bud.
That's my second one ever.
I have them in every hotel I go to.
But nothing actually scary happened. I just heard a knock and I was like, oh my God, someone's in the house.
Yeah.
And then
you lay in your empty room and feel like you're going to die for some reason. Yeah. That's a night terror. Yeah, like I said, I have every time I sleep at a hotel, pretty much I have them at some point.
Yeah, it was really
so like
weird.
when we went to Philadelphia and stayed in the same hotel room, there was a night there where I just had that happen. Oh, but like on the bed, and then just
if it makes you feel any better, couldn't even tell.
Makes you feel worse, I think, that I was dying alone. We have a cat, Pikachu, and she sleeps with us, and we love her, so we let her stay with us and sleep with us because we're not evil people. No, but one night we went to sleep, and we had like moved her out of the room. She had like fallen asleep with us, but I kind of woke up and was like, I don't know if she's ready. This is when she just started sleeping in the room with us, so I was like, I don't know if she's ready for this responsibility yet. And I moved her out of the room, and then I shut the door. And then at like 3 a.m, we wake up, and the door just goes like, dun, 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 dun. Like it sounded like someone was pounding on it,
like literal, like.
And so I woke up and I grabbed the baseball bat, and I like, I'm the cool one of the house. So I walked the whole house. Like I opened the basement. There's a spooky locked chest in the basement. I flipped it open. Made sure no spirits were in there. I did the
let them out if they are.
I did the whole check. I didn't kill them. I hit them with the bat. I did the whole check. Nothing was in there. And then like the next morning, I'm getting ready for work or whatever, and I was like, I wonder what made that sound. And so I like shut the door, and I was like, I wonder if I can like pretend to be Pikachu. And I like got on the ground and like pulled the door. And if you pull the bottom of the door, like it pulls just enough to create like a little space. And when you let go, it goes donk, donk. So she was grabbing it with her claw, and like just moved it enough where it just slams by itself with like very little movement needed. So that was the source of the spook. It wasn't a ghost pounding, which I feel like it would have been better for the show if I was just like, it must have been.
If it was a
ghost. I just never investigated or thought about it again. I was like, it must have been a ghoul.
Well, no one talked about the seance you had to get rid of the spirits in the house, and then it never happened again after that.
Yeah, I looked in the mirror, and my eyes rolled back and blood shot out of my mouth, and I was like, wow, the door's being weird.
It must be my cat.
Kept living my life.
So the Baleroy Mansion, the Wikipedia article, we're going to jump into the history, and it's going to just kind of mix right into the hauntings.
Yeah, kind of the big time, huh, to have a Wikipedia article?
Well, it's got a Wikipedia article because it is considered the most haunted house in Pennsylvania.
There was like a brief moment where I hoped you would say some like cool historical fact. You'd be like, oh, it has a Wikipedia page because Benedict Arnold was shot there, and I'd be like, whoa.
There is actually some fun history,
but the ghouls are less interesting to me.
There's some fun history.
Cool,
but the Wikipedia article is actually a little bit cooked, in the sense that like
Trump's fucking it up.
No, just like anything that I found on a blog was also like on the Wikipedia article.
Well,
so the bloggers got to this Wikipedia.
Well,
page.
are these like ghost stories?
Yeah.
So they're fake anyway. So
well,
they're not going to take them from a medical journal.
Well, I was like, I was going to Wikipedia for like the factual stuff, and they were like, yeah, here's some facts, and also here's the things you're looking for on a blog.
Yeah.
And I was like, that Wikipedia, I don't want you for that.
I think Wikipedia should detonate this article. I like when you can tell the Wikipedia ghost article's been written by a skeptic, because like it has a big ass list at the bottom of shit that's wrong. Like,
it's like pointing out every point where it's like that hasn't been proven. This is
actually
this
speculation. They did a heat mapping of the building and found that the airflow is just messed up in the rooms, and that's why it gets cold.
So Wikipedia, not for this one.
Yeah,
I went with the book Haunted Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Wikipedia, we're glad Trump is trying to destroy you as an organization. We're glad.
So
I hate when people share knowledge.
Yeah, well, especially when it's
ghosts. Yeah,
especially when it's Haunted Pennsylvania: Ghosts and Strange Phenomena of the Keystone State by Mark Nesbitt. So the Baleroy Mansion is in the Chestnut Hill section of Philadelphia, so it's in Philly. We love that. We love that.
We're supposed to know that.
We came.
Am I supposed to know the neighborhoods of Philly?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm like 90% sure we walked through Chestnut Hill.
I think New York should consider itself lucky that I know the boroughs, and that's about it. Anywhere else, you're out of fucking luck.
Now that I think about it, we might have walked past the Baleroy Mansion at some point. I'm gonna have to do some independent research.
I might have pissed in there. I have no clue.
You might have pissed in there. With ornamental. I did it again.
Too fancy of a word to knock out.
Check out this 1-2 punch that I have to read. With ornamental cresting.
Yeah, I feel like you build up such a head of steam with ornamental that like you're not.
When I said
you're not gonna finish.
When I
good.
was trying to say cresting, I felt my tongue fold over. Yeah. With ornamental cresting, a domed turret, and a mansard roof, the house is bound to draw attention, but it is known for more than its beautiful architecture. It is thought to be one of the most haunted houses in the United States, and perhaps the most haunted in Pennsylvania. So that's, we're setting our precedent early that we're going to violate Ghost Binker rule number 2, which is stop saying your place is the most blank.
What is a mansard roof?
That's a great question, and I meant to look that up earlier, but...
I sort of am guessing what ornamental crestings means, but what is mansard?
Oh, okay. Here we go.
And why not a woman-starred roof these days?
Oh, that's so true. So it's a 4-sided roof with 2 slopes on each side. So like
A roof?
yeah, I don't. Oh, okay. It's like
So-
if you took a box
No.
and tilted all the edges up into
Yeah,
a
but
point
like
in the middle.
look at all these pictures and look how different all these
They're all
roofs look.
so
They're all slightly
different.
different. And so I feel like
So I'll just pull up a picture of the
oh
Baleroy
wait.
mansion.
Look, there's
instead.
one there. That one looks good. The 4 little cartoon houses.
Oh,
This has got to be none of them say mansard.
Nope.
All right, I quit.
here, I'll just look up the Baleroy mansion.
That looks like a regular house.
That looks like a regular house.
Okay, we're in trouble. Folks, we're in trouble.
No, it has a mansard roof.
That house
Okay,
that house cost $725. Come on. Haunted. Haunted by Zillow listings, perhaps.
Oh, damn. Built in 1911, the 33-room mansion was sold a dozen years later to the
That's
parents of the current owner, George Mead Easby, the only remaining family member.
That's like not that old of a house.
No.
1911 is, especially for Philadelphia, like which is a city that's like we're old. That's
Yeah.
like our thing.
Yeah, they love being old.
My house was built in like 1930.
Oh.
So like
So this house is only 20 years your house is senior.
yeah.
Which is not that big a deal.
No,
Once you get past a certain age, that age
I'm
gap
not impressed by
doesn't
this
really
house at all
matter
so
anymore.
far.
Well, the Easbys moved in the house in 1926 when George was 6. That is George Mead Easby.
Okay.
Also, I crossed this out, but just a fun little historical fact. The name Easby is a direct descendant of General George Meade, who won fame in the Civil War at the Battle of Gettysburg
For the Union, I hope.
for the Union.
Okay.
I think.
Anytime there's a Civil War guy, you got to quickly look up what side they're on.
Actually, now I'm not sure. Now I'm
well,
doubting
Pennsylvania
myself.
makes me feel like Union.
Me too, but now I'm really doubting myself now.
I almost said Lincoln was from Pennsylvania to try and convince you that he was, and see if I could get you to bite on it.
Where is Lincoln from?
Illinois, right?
Oh yeah, he is. And I know you're not. I know that's not a bite because that does sound correct.
Yeah.
George Meade served for
Union.
the Union. Okay,
Great. Perfect.
that's good because there is a moment where they bring up a Confederate flag.
Yeah.
and I was like,
Easy Wikipedia.
okay, so George and his 5-year-old brother Stephen found the mansion fascinating. Such a large house with its many hiding places and interesting turns was a haven for the boys.
Oh, he's the boy from the story.
Which one?
I got to get a straight up 5-year-old boy story right now. A kid who just can't remember. His brain isn't even forming memories yet, and I'm supposed to know. This also
George
feels
was
like
6.
This also feels like at the end you're gonna mention that he found this through like recovered memories or something. I'm gonna be like,
Oh,
God,
he had to
fucking
be
damn it.
hypnotized.
It honestly feels a little bit like that.
Yeah, so George was 6 during this. One of the features they liked best was the great fountain in the front courtyard. It was a large, grand affair, and the brothers enjoyed gazing into its waters.
I'm glad these rich kids died. Fucking kidding me? One of the things they loved best was the golden chariot that their maid had to drive them around down in the yards.
I was gonna cut this next line, but it's actually just really weird.
This is like your 3rd deleted scene.
I know. I was trying to keep it short, but this is probably going to be a 2-parter, I think.
Wow.
Just judging. I forgot to start the timer. This is going to be a 2-parter for
We're gonna
sure.
start the recording.
Boys are naturally drawn to water, so George and Stephen often played near the fountain. That is a direct quote from the book.
Boys are naturally drawn to water?
Yeah.
Like sailors? What do you mean?
Boys are naturally drawn to water. I honestly
I feel like that's overgeneralizing a little bit. I'll say.
I thought everyone was just drawn to water.
I think humans are kind of drawn to water.
It's fun. It's nice.
And also,
but we're
like-
also drawn to fire.
yeah, that's a great point.
I love fire. I love
Yeah.
water. I love earth, and I love air.
Yeah,
I am the avatar.
you are. Yeah, you're also bald. Like
I am bald. Wow. That's so true. But yeah, no, I agree. I think that's a way over general.
That's crazy.
What does that even mean? They were kids. They were curious about the fountain. What? You don't have to say that the boys are drawn to water.
Yeah, I don't like statements like that in general, because I feel like if you're the one boy not drawn to water, like what does
now
that
you're
make
not
you?
a boy.
What does that make you? Yeah,
You're not a
I don't
boy. You're
like
a
it.
girl. If you don't like water, you're not a hydro homie, and you're a girl.
Yeah, and the ghost is gonna kill you. So
And
get
the
away
ghost
from
is
the
gonna kill
fountain. So they were drawn to water.
So they played by the fountain.
Much like Aristotle says, dirt falls to the ground because it's drawn to earth. Earth is drawn to earth. So they were returning to the sea from whence they came, the primordial sea.
Yeah. Anyway, one day the boys were watching the rippling waters and how it warped their reflections, when suddenly little George stared into the water in horror. Stephen's reflection had suddenly twisted into a horrible skeleton head. We call that a skull. George grasped at the grinning skull. There it is. George grasped at the grinning skull, but as suddenly as it had appeared, the skeleton head reflection gave way to Stephen's little face once again.
Actually, skulls can't grin.
Or they're always grinning.
I don't think so.
For George,
They just go like this.
Yeah, it's like a grimace, I guess. I guess it's a grimace.
I would call it a grimace.
For George,
That's what the McDonald's guy is named after. the
grimace
face our
shake.
skull makes when we die.
for George, that skull was more than troubling.
And I really do. I really get that this is a podcast, so we're supposed to be interested in the thing.
Yeah.
I don't care about this kid's story. This
Whoa,
little
you don't think
5-year-old
this is
idiot.
spooky and
Shut up.
goosebumps like? This is so goosebumps.
I don't care. Like, if anyone told me this story, I'd be like, shut up to their face. Because it's so like, you were 6 and your brother turned into a skeleton in the pond and then died. Okay.
They don't specify this. I don't know if George told his family or if he told
doesn't
anybody.
sound like it
He
also.
just kind of kept it to
It
himself.
really doesn't sound like
He's
it.
just like, that was weird.
Yeah.
I'm 6. And then he just went back to playing. About a month later, little Stephen came down with a childhood illness and soon died. What illness, you may ask?
Yeah.
Childhood illness, of
Okay,
course.
Yeah.
They don't specify.
The motherfucker probably got like, polio or some other extremely
Scarlet
common
fever.
Some other extremely common thing and died. Yeah, and they're like, wow, it must have been a ghost that did it.
Yeah.
Did George want to be like a writer or something? I'm getting like business interest vibes from George.
that's a great question, and we will
okay.
theorize on why he's telling this story.
Yeah, why he's lying. Sorry, I mean
why you
why he
always
suddenly
lie.
remembered this.
But according to Easby, George, his little brother has not yet left the house and seems to be keeping George company to this day. So this book was written while George was still alive. George, I believe, has now since passed, but this is told as if George is still alive at this time. Many incidents over the years have convinced George that his little brother is still at Baleroy. One evening during a dinner party, the guests heard a crash come from the gallery. We're in the ghost stories territory now.
Yeah.
George and his guests hurried up to see what had happened. They found that a picture of Stephen had seemed to have flung itself nearly 15 feet across the room.
Not very far.
15 feet's pretty far
Wow.
for a
To fall off a wall and bounce once?
If Can behind you fell off the wall
I wouldn't even blink.
15 feet, that's like, I don't know, that's over,
Growing can.
that's like over there.
Yeah, that'd be crazy, man.
That's pretty far.
I also just feel like George grew up in this house and kept growing up there. How long did he live there?
Essentially his whole life.
George is like unhooking some other teenage girl's bra, and he looks over and sees his dead 6-year-old brother being like, confused by this.
Yeah.
It seems strange to me.
I actually never thought about it like that. Yeah, he had his teen years
Also,
there.
like, send your brother to heaven.
I don't think he knew how.
Get a priest to come and send your brother to heaven or whatever.
There will be priests later in this.
Yeah.
Oh,
do good work.
yeah. George picked up the picture and saw that the wire on the frame was still intact. He and some of his guests then examined the wall where the picture had hung, and the hook was still in place too.
Yeah, it fell off.
How did it fall off the hook?
It just fell? What do you mean? It tilted? I don't know.
Reason told him that the picture could not have just come off the hook without something having broken. Furthermore, if the picture had simply fallen, it would have landed near the wall, but this picture had been tossed across the gallery.
Fucking old slanted floor hits and just slides. This family has like 10 cats.
The entire floor is like a 45-degree angle. George thought perhaps Stephen was playing one of the pranks he has become known for.
Oh, he used to love throwing pictures. That 5-year-old boy.
Little Stevie.
Little Stevie would reach up on a wall taller than he is, grab a picture off of it, and fling it across the room like a frisbee.
That's not the first time, or that is the first time. That's not the last time that they talk about his brother's pranks.
Yeah. It just shit
It does not make sense ever.
Yeah, that's great.
On another occasion, when George had guests, a copper pot suddenly launched itself off the shelf and struck a guest in the head.
Just beating his guest senseless.
So that part's funny. The guest was more shocked than hurt, and George brushed it off as another of his little brother's pranks.
This asshole just doesn't take care of his stuff, and he's like,
So his guest just gets domed in the head by a copper pot, and he's like, it's classic little Stevie.
yeah.
He
That
loves
also, like,
giving people concussions.
I just feel like pots can fall over sometimes, if I'm being honest, you know?
You know, flying off the wall.
It's not- no, it's on a shelf.
Oh, was it?
I think they just walked under a shelf and a pot fell on their
I
head.
blacked out while I was
think,
reading.
I think this guest just bumped the shelf and had a pot fall on their head.
Oh yeah, it was on a shelf.
They were in like the kitchen and a pot fell on their head.
Launched itself off the shelf is a little dramatic.
Well, yeah, because also like, you know, it's like,
I hear launched and I hear it's going across the room.
it's also one of those things. Anytime someone has something fall on them, they were like, "Oh, I was sure it was stable." And
Yeah.
have you ever seen someone put something down and you're like, "That's not that's not gonna make it." And it falls over and they're like, "How could this be?" And you're like, "You stacked on 10 books. You put the copper pot on the rickety shelf."
I don't think this shows up on camera right now, the TV that we have there. If that fell, I would not be shocked because I know I didn't set it up properly.
I never looked. It does not look secure.
It is.
Get it now.
The center of gravity is behind the shelf.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't feel secure.
it doesn't
looking
feel
at it.
secure
Yeah.
at all.
So anyway, another classic prank where he throws,
Another
he
classic
throws a copper
prank
pot.
where
That 5-year-old throws a copper pot at someone's head.
His brother is whipping things across the room.
Perhaps one of the best confirmations of Stephen's presence came from two contractors who were doing some restoration work on the property. One day, the men were working in the foyer near the mountain. Not mountain. The foyer near the fountain.
Foyer near the mountain.
Yeah, they have a mountain foyer.
Yeah, they got a whole mountain in their house. In the middle of Philadelphia.
Near the fountain when they felt as if they were enveloped by a cold air. Feeling compelled to look up, they both saw a young boy with blonde hair watching them work. The men knew there were no young children at Baleroy. They told George Easby of the experience and described the child, whom he immediately recognized as his brother Stephen.
Yeah. That's cool, George.
Is this story boring you?
Kind of, I guess. That just feels like to me like George made those two guys up. If I was gonna make up a ghost story, the easiest way I've learned to do it on this show is just to have a story where other people say they saw the ghost and tell me, and then I tell the people and don't mention who they are or give names. Or
I'm not
information.
gonna lie. A lot of his accounts do feel like it's just like they told me that this.
Oh,
thing
these people
happened.
all saw it, and it's like, who are they? I was like, I guess it might.
I had friends come over.
Guys who were working, and they said they were leaving town after.
They all remember.
They came to work, but they were from Italy. They were going on a boat back there, so you never find them again.
Can I talk to them about this? Oh, they died
Yeah, they drowned themselves in the fountain that night.
because of
But
the
then the
ghost.
police said they had to take the bodies away, and I couldn't see them anymore. So that's why I wasn't arrested.
And their ghosts. They said that they were gonna stick around, but then they left because they found a cooler place to haunt.
They didn't like Steven's pranks.
George. So that's about it about Stephen.
George's mother, Henrietta, also seemed to have returned to her home.
So we're about to go on a little journey with Henrietta. A little wild goose chase.
Believing.
So George isn't really shy about sharing these paranormal experiences, and he often invites others to experience them too. And in this case, in the case of Henrietta, the person he invited was psychic Judith Hames.
That's a complicated.
Himes.
Her name is Hames. That's a complicated
I don't
name.
know.
Does George charge people for these? Psychic
They don't.
incursions
They
into
don't
his home?
say. They don't say if he does.
Peculiar, George.
Okay, how do we pronounce Hames?
This is the famous psychic of the Baleroy mansion. It is a famous psychic of which many
Hames.
psychic readings were performed.
I-
It is pronounced Himes.
I
He always
actually
has to get it wrong at the end.
I hate this YouTube channel more because it like looks like it's supposed to be a real person, but that was most certainly just like a text to speech.
Yeah, they're all just AI text to speech generated
Well,
voices. and
I
stuff.
guess at this point, I think if I were to rank them, I would put accent guy above text to speech.
I think at this point, I just look at a word and just guess, and I kind of commit to it forever. Because also sometimes people will be like, "No," and then they're wrong for years.
Yeah, that's true. Some people are wrong about their own last name
Yeah.
pronunciation.
And sometimes there's multiple ways to say stuff.
But, it's your choice, so we have to respect your choice.
If you say niche instead of niche,
Yeah.
my family will freak the fuck out.
Really?
They lost their minds. They were like, niche? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Isn't that the right way to say it?
Yep.
Oh,
But you can say niche too if you're a fool.
I guess.
One evening, Judith Hames.
Gotta pick one, bud.
I can't.
Can't do it every
I
time.
can't.
One evening, Judith Hames began to hear a woman saying,
Wait, she's a psychic?
Yes.
And she's here for like a while?
She
fucking live here?
I guess she's hanging out.
My man's got a girlfriend. And he's pretending he's got a psychic over.
Maybe, I don't know.
Babe, she has to stay here. She's a psychic. Babe, relax. She's checking the house's energy.
She's just helping me talk to my mom.
I can't tell her to put on a towel after she showers, babe. It's rude. She needs to feel the psychic energy of the air.
The massages are to channel my mother through me.
Yeah. She needs to like feel someone who's been in the house to like understand the psychic energy.
one evening, she began to hear a woman saying,
Longfellow, Longfellow, Longfellow.
over and over again.
I got this Longfellow, girl.
I just thought about that.
Yeah, they call me that. They call me that Longfellow. What up? That's crazy. What is,
That's literally that is some lady in one of the 33 rooms just getting
piped out.
piped down.
they forgot about her because a copper pot knocked her unconscious. And they left her in the back room.
She didn't think this made any sense, so she kept this to herself throughout dinner.
Yeah.
However, the voice persisted and then began to include the phrase.
The children's hour.
Now, Judith felt compelled to speak up. She asked George if the words made any sense to him. Indeed, they did. His mother's favorite author had
Henry
been
Wadsworth Longfellow.
Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Great. I almost, when you first said Longfellow, I was going to be like, what is she talking about? Henry Wadsworth Longfellow? And I really wish I had because it would have made me seem like a psychic.
Yeah, you would have been Judith Hames.
Yeah, Himes, actually. But yeah, that's really interesting.
Her favorite poem was The Children's Hour.
Bitch, see another movie. Read another book. What are you talking about? Also, like, we don't think that maybe this psychic maybe just saw the book in her mother's like reading room or something.
She heard it.
Okay. Asked and answered. Sorry, silly me.
George and Judith took this to mean that his mother, Henrietta, was coming through for some reason.
I'm not gonna lie. If any of my family members were sticking around as a ghost,
Yeah.
I would feel kind of bad about it.
Yeah, no, I would too. I kind of mentioned that I was going to mention that with Steven. Is like, you don't want to look into maybe getting your brother free of the hell he's living in. Like he's living chained to the house spiritually forever.
Purgatory,
Also,
essentially.
like, the thing that would suck with one of my family is it would be my mother, and she'd be like, Mark Wahlberg, the shooter. And I'd be like, come on, watch a different movie. Equalizer 2, Denzel Washington. I'd be like, Mom, pick another thing to do.
She would bake
You're
you,
embarrassing me.
She would bake you delicious cookies, but be really self-conscious
Yeah.
about how
They're dry.
they are.
They're dry. And I'm like, all right, man.
Still,
Her cookies are just fucking Toll House, by the way. Don't let her fucking-
Hey,
just
Toll
Betty,
House-
just Betty Crocker
Toll House
cookies.
is
Don't let her,
still delicious.
don't let her pull the wool over your eyes.
Your mom gave me a dozen eggs one time. It's
crazy.
Fresh from the chicken
She
garden.
gave too many people a dozen eggs.
Fresh from the chicken garden, and that was the best day of my life. I ate all 12 eggs when I got home.
Yeah, you got egg poisoning.
I got egg poisoning. But boy, were they worth it.
still, they could not figure out why Mrs. Easby was repeating the phrase. Judith eventually went home, and George retired to his study to do some reading. As he sat and rested, he noticed that a book on one of the shelves was pulled out as if someone had been looking at the title but forgot to push it back into the stacks. Kind of like a Sherlock Holmes
Who does he
mystery.
think did this? Surely not the woman who was talking about the book 20 minutes ago.
No.
A different ghost. A ghost did it.
It was the woman who was getting piped down, yelling Longfellow.
He doesn't think that it was the psychic who brought the exact book up earlier that day. Like
a cold read, so to speak.
he doesn't think that she saw the book and then asked him about it. Like that's preposterous. He's either a charlatan or the dumbest man alive, I fear.
Well,
Okay.
we're gonna get to the bottom of that. George got up to push the book back into place. And when he did, the bookshelf spun around and opened a secret
really funny,
code.
yeah.
But he froze when he saw the title of the book. It was a tome of poems by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Wow.
He reached out tentatively and touched the book. He felt compelled to take it down. The book was dusty with age and a lack of use, but he brushed off the dust and opened it up. An old envelope was tucked into the book, right at the page with the poem, The Children's Hour. Spooky. On the envelope was his mother's handwriting.
To my son Mead in the event of my death.
George hastened to open the envelope,
Call
but
my
was
dude his fucking
dismayed.
last name. His middle name.
Yeah.
Disrespectful bitch.
I did. So, like, I
Yeah,
was reading
yeah,
other
yeah,
blogs,
yeah,
and they were like,
names.
yeah, he goes by me.
Yeah,
But,
whatever.
like, I don't know. They
Bitch
call him.
ass.
It's very confusing.
Pick a name, loser.
Pick a name. Hames. George hastened to open the envelope, but was dismayed when he found it empty.
The psychic fucking $400 richer.
I was going to say his mom boomed him from
She was
beyond
like,
the
"Yeah, what's up
grave,
with this
but-
Wadsworth guy? What's his deal?"
What's his deal? Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, she was counting massive stacks of money at the dinner table."
However, Henrietta was not to be thwarted that easily. She opened up communications with her son through Judith. So,
She did it by his metric. She wasn't thwarted by anything.
well, obviously, she forgot to put whatever
Yeah,
she
but she
needed
wasn't
to in the envelope.
thwarted. Saying she wasn't going to be thwarted is ridiculous. It's her envelope.
She was thwarted by her own forgetfulness.
Being dumb? Yeah, what the fuck?
She was like, I can't remember if I put something in the envelope, but this is the last envelope.
Unless they're implying that he thought the psychic stole it.
Oh.
And he was like, my mother had to make sure that psychic bitch didn't run off of the family heirloom.
Well, the only thing is, he is like confiding in Judith Hames.
Obviously, I don't
to,
think this guy's smart.
To
I think
learn more.
I think very little of this man.
One day, following Henrietta's direction, Judith led George to the house's storeroom, where she said his mother told her she had hidden a pair of silver candlesticks in the rafters. Kind of a weird thing to do.
Also, this woman is just finding stuff and pointing at it, basically.
She's just wandering the house.
She's like, yeah, literally. Like, there's 50 rooms. This old ass dumb man is reading all day, and she's just digging through their shit and being like, oh, he'll believe the mother one this time.
She's going around with a metal detector.
Yeah, a metal detector and a fucking Balenciaga purse he bought her.
George searched where Judith said to look and soon came up with the candlesticks.
Okay. Wow, I found candlesticks. Did he need them?
No, but I bet they were cool. They were silver.
George, your mother said there's a cool rock in this garden. And he's like, wow, it's pretty sick.
That's a cool rock.
He's like, it's kind of like it's very circular. And she's like, yep.
That's the smoothest rock I've ever found.
She thought you'd think it was cool.
Another day, Henrietta directed Judith to tell her son one of the desks in the old house had a secret drawer. In the drawer, they found a bullet-torn and gunpowder-smudged old Confederate flag that had been captured by General George Meade at the Battle of Gettysburg.
Now we like it.
That's kind of sick.
My man's taking trophies.
And it was like bullet-torn.
Yeah,
and
he shot that
stained
motherfucker
with
up.
gunpowder
Yeah, he
and
popped
shit.
his ass.
The flag was a precious family heirloom. It's funny because like they say that, and it makes me go like, did they like Confederates? But obviously they didn't. It was a trophy. But it's like weird because then it's like, if I walked into someone's house and they were hanging up a Confederate flag,
yeah, I guess,
and they were like, no, we don't like the Confederates. It's just our great grandfather.
It's a big, like,
it's like
if a guy has like a Nazi medal with a bullet hole in it, you're like, why do you?
Yeah, it's like
Your grandfather fight, bud?
For what side?
He barely escaped with his life, did he? Okay.
Interesting. Henrietta seemed bent upon unearthing all of the family's secrets for George.
Yeah.
And she continued to direct him through Judith.
One afternoon, George and Judith went to the attic on Henrietta's direction. Once there, Judith quickly located a trunk that Henrietta wanted them to search.
All of these stories are so obvious when you just consider the fact that Judith is digging around the house all day without George there.
Yeah, and
Like
she's
George
just
is
like,
just-
I found a thing, but Henrietta told me to
George
find
has like that old money kind of fake job where he's like, I'm simply bushwhacked from the evening. I must retire to my study. Like, what'd you do today? He's like, I signed 4 letters with a wax seal. I must read 11 books by Henry David Thoreau. And then she's just like, yeah, cutting open fucking bags of flour in the pantry.
Yeah. She's like finding like secret hidden things. George is just smoking on a pipe, but the pipe is actually just blowing bubbles.
So, I really like the idea of, like, someone misplaced a bunch of shit before they died, and then their ghost is just like, hey, can you like check under the couch? I think I left an earring under
I did
there.
not do the dishes before I died. You have to clean the dishes. Please put the dishwasher on. I forgot.
So they quickly found the document George's mother was so insistent that he find, an old promissory note from the early 1800s. The document proved that George's great-great-grandfather, Richard Meade, had loaned the fledgling federal government $5 million in 1819 to help defray the costs of annexing Florida from Spain. Now, I didn't look into the history of this.
The note, yeah.
So that could be something that a senior binker with some gumption might want to look into and let us know.
I mean, obviously they had money, so
Yeah.
it also could be a little scammy scam.
Could be a little
Be
scammy
fun
scam.
if more fun if it was a scammy scam.
Yeah.
George is like, no, it's a ghost told me about it. That's how it's so old.
Well, so George looked into the matter and learned that the federal government had never honored the note. He was due that money as well as more than 170 years of interest on the loan. He began the legal work to receive the money his family was due. So that's the whole time I was like, where's the motive here?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, this is where I'm like, maybe
Yeah.
that's the motive.
Yeah, and what are you going to get into the outcome of this case?
No, they don't talk about it in the book.
Oh, okay. I'd be interested to know about it because
I am also interested. So maybe that'll be a little like,
I'm getting like a feeling that he was not given that money.
that might be like some post-episode research or something.
Yeah, no, I know. I almost just grabbed my phone and started ignoring everything you were saying and looking up this.
We'll find out.
This is your podcast ghost and editor Trev here. After a quick Google search, I was able to find more information about this case. According to an article from 1990 written by the Tampa Bay Times, it does confirm that George Easby was trying to sue for this money. However, in a direct quote from the article, the United States actually paid nothing to Spain for Florida, said Gary Marmino, a University of South Florida professor. Instead of taking cash, Spain gave up Florida to unburden itself of responsibility for paying $5 million in damages incurred during Indian raids and skirmishes, Marmino said. A 1795 treaty with Spain provides that the United States could raise the money to pay off the claims by issuing stock if cash weren't immediately available. Easby thinks Richard Meade bought up all the stock, which carried 6% interest per annum, according to the treaty. Easby believes with that he would be owed billions, but the stocks likely would accrue simple interest, about $300,000 a year and total about $56 million, said Tyler Grady, a vice president at NCNB National Bank in Tampa. I tried to do a little bit of deeper digging on the actual court case, but I couldn't find any information on it, which makes me think that maybe it never happened. Either because George couldn't find all the documents he needed, or maybe a lawyer told him that he doesn't really have a case here. Either way, I'll link this article in the Ghouly Bites. It's an interesting read at the very least.
As always, the life of one dipshit huckster is more interesting to me than 1,000 ghosts.
So, throughout the years, George Easby came to realize that his home was a very haunted place. There seemed to be no reason why so many ghosts were in the house. The property did not have a history of being haunted before the Easbys bought it.
2 ghosts is too many for George?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, one ghost is too many.
Well, but
for
also,
me.
like, I'm assuming there must have been many other ghosts he's not talking about. Because otherwise, he said, there seems to be no reason the two ghosts are people you know who died.
Yeah.
The reason they're in the house is because you let them die in there. Like, that's the reason they're there.
But perhaps most of the spirits there came along with the many treasured antiques that furnished the home. And then there's a list of ghosts that are also there.
Oh, okay. There's like a million other ghosts.
So they don't really have like any
Johnny
backstory.
Gunpowder, the Confederate officer.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. They don't really have any backstory. It's just like
Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
I'm gonna speed round the ghosts that we.
Okay,
that we
I'll
have
yell
here.
if I think a name's funny, I guess.
Okay, they don't even have names, to be honest. An elderly woman hobbling around the second floor with a cane.
Okay.
We don't know who that is.
Not funny. Probably his mother.
A monk in tan robes. Supposedly, George's ancestors in Europe were associated
up.
with a group of monks who wore
Shut
tan
up,
robes.
George.
That feels a little stretch, but
Enough.
you know what? When I picture monks, I just think tan robes, but I guess not.
Enough with this fucking trash family.
But I guess these are like European
Catholic
monks, so they're
Yeah.
the ones with the little like
Friar
bird,
Tuck
the bird
haircuts.
nest.
Yeah, yeah. That's funnier, I guess.
Yeah, they wore tan.
The
instead
guy's
of
walking
brown.
around and he's like, must not jack off. Must not jack off. That's all they do all
Well,
day.
it's more like the chanting is like must not jack off,
That's my chant. my homophonic chant that I remember from school.
we should change I don't want to change the theme song, but we should change the theme song to just like some sort of ethereal chanting.
I could write some ISO rhythms for the boys.
Yeah,
to
that could be
perform.
cool. You're gonna like this last ghost.
Oh yeah.
A tall grandfather clock in the house seemed to draw the spirit of Thomas Jefferson. or
I almost just said like 10 crazy things when you said that.
Or a man who looked just like him.
Tom, oh, yep, that's me. I'm him for sure.
Absolutely. Don't look any further
yeah.
into that. Don't look
Yeah.
him up.
Yeah. The fucking George Easby's like, that's why we could not invite any black women in the house because the old ghost of Tom would go fucking crazy over there.
So yeah, those are some of the other ghosts that were listed in the book. I don't know if there were more.
It's crazy to try and snipe Thomas Jefferson from the fucking Virginia or whatever, you know?
Yeah. I guess he would be visiting Philadelphia a decent amount of
You know,
times.
Thomas Jefferson's family is trying to claim his ghost for their house for the money it provides. And he's
Yeah,
like,
why
oh,
would
no,
he
we got
be
Tom.
there? The clock. This is
Yeah.
the clock.
This is like an...
He's attached to the clock.
Yeah, this is like a Jumanji sort of theory of spirits where they follow the item around.
They follow the item. Or
Yeah.
Annabelle.
No, she is the item. This would be like if the clock was haunted by, like it dinged a lot, right? Because she is the doll.
Well, she's like the spirit attached to the
but
doll.
the spirit doesn't move around the doll, right? It's just the doll.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like the spirit.
Oh,
can't,
I
like,
see what you're saying.
The spirit's
it can't
it's not like
leave.
in
It
the
can't
it's not like
leave.
in the room walking around.
Yeah,
because of the
yeah.
doll. This is like the grandfather clock's in the room, but he's walking around it. I
Yeah.
assume. Unless he's in the clock, he's like, "Let me the fuck out."
The grandfather clock is the Pokeball for Thomas Jefferson.
yeah. Who's that Pokemon? Boop 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 boop.
Okay, so
A dead racist.
now
Slowbroke Thomas Jefferson. Abra.
they're just listing off
Arbok.
U.S. presidents.
George Washington.
Another spirit at Baleroy should not be trifled with. Her name is Amanda.
That makes me want to trifle with the spirits so much more.
Her name is Amanda, and she seems to have come to Baleroy along with an antique chair that is in the blue room. Now, we will explain the blue room.
Creative name.
We will explain the blue room. However,
it's like Weezer albums.
not for a while.
They just don't give it a name, so that it just gets whatever name the walls are.
Yeah. Amanda is a malicious spirit and has been blamed for several deaths.
I prefer the Pinkerton room. It's a Weezer joke for the homies.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Shut the fuck up and go listen to Weezer. Go listen to Weezer. Everybody home. Put on Buddy Holly.
I know they did Africa by Toto.
They did, yeah. They did a cover
covered
of Africa
it.
by Toto.
Yeah, I like the Toto version better, but that's okay.
We all love, who's in Toto? Steve Lukather? Maybe?
That's the only song I know by Toto.
Okay. Well,
Oh, actually, wait.
Rosanna? Isn't that also
Oh, I
Toto?
know that one.
Rosanna.
Who did
Rosanna.
did Phil Collins do Tarzan?
Yeah,
Okay,
not Toto.
not Toto.
Kind of not Toto at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all the same to me.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. That's Phil Collins.
Yeah, I do. That's the one Phil Collins song I know besides the Disney stuff he did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You don't know his work in Genesis at all?
I don't think so.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You loser.
One night, George awoke when he felt someone grab his arm in a painfully hard grip. It took him a few seconds to realize that he was alone with an invisible force that held him captive. He had little doubt that this was not a dream.
It's fucking Judith trying to kill him again. She keeps trying to kill him. He keeps waking up in time.
She wants all his treasure.
Yeah. She keeps trying to steal the shit from his house.
He had little doubt that this was not a dream, and in the morning, dark fingerprint bruises appeared on his arm. George believed that it was the malicious spirit of Amanda holding him down.
How old was this man when this story happened?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Because if a 70-year-old was like, I got a strange bruise, I'd be like, dude, you fucking breathe the wrong way.
There's actually zero indication of how old he is in this book.
Yeah, that's great. So, good for him. Anyway, so he got strangled by a ghost while he was in bed.
Yep.
Grabbed on the arm too hard.
Grabbed on the arm a little too hard.
Okay, maybe she needed your help, George.
Maybe
Amanda was desperate for your help, and you left her to die again in hell.
Oh, no. Well, we know that she's malicious, so...
Do we?
We do. George doesn't.
Okay, well, I don't think any of us do. She hasn't done anything yet.
Well, she grabbed his arm too hard.
Maybe she needed help. Heaven forbid. If I was dying, I would grab your arm really firmly. Help.
Help.
Yeah.
Robert, help. Oh, fuck.
I'm dying.
I'm not supposed to do that. Fake Marcus the Worm threatened us twice already.
Rigatoni pasta.
Oh, boy.
I love that fucking guy.
That's not going to
I
go
love that
over well.
fucking
That's not going
guy.
to go over well. Anyway, one of the most troubling things about Amanda is that she alleged to have killed at least 3 people who have visited Baleroy.
Sure, man.
One of whom...
Also, why are you saying alleged? She's a fucking ghost. Accuse her of it. She
That's
has
true.
No, she has no legal defense.
She can't sue you.
Yeah.
One of whom...
Honey, Amanda's suing me for libel.
Is her ghost lawyer.
I knew she was malicious. I told you.
I just received a ghost summons to ghost court.
I thought she was malicious. Turns out she's litigious.
So
she killed people?
She's killed 3
Yeah, so these are
people
fake.
at Baleroy.
And you know my rule from now and going forward, a death certificate of anyone mentioned in this fucking
That's
story.
fair. That
I
is
want
a fair-
I want the obituary in the newspaper and I want the death certificate of anyone on this fucking thing.
And I could have done that, but we are the Ghost
You actually
Binkers.
might not have been able to because it's probably going to be fake.
That's true, but we are the Ghost Binkers.
Or it's George, he's 78 and all of his 80-year-old friends are dying.
We joke the spooky credibility out of things. We do not do deep-rooted research.
These people are all found murdered in rooms and like scrawled in their blood is the name Judith over and over again. They're like, wow, this Amanda ghost is such a bitch.
Crazy. I don't even know why she's so mad.
It's a good thing Judith found the 3rd body this week.
The ghost told her where it was.
And you know, it's crazy. Right before they died, they told me they had something to tell me about Judith, and then she found them dead. What a coincidence.
So, what? Okay, so one of whom was a dear friend and employee of George's. When the psychic Judith Hames
Can I have a raise, mister? Donk. Copper pots in the dome.
Oh no! Oh my God! Wait, the Stevie ghost stuff was Judith too.
I'm turning everything around.
When the psychic Judith Hames first visited the house, George asked his employee, Paul Kimmins, to show her around.
This is so funny. I genuinely might have solved these murders.
These mysteries. Kimmins had worked for George for several years and simply did not believe in ghost stories. He had never had an encounter in the house, so he had no reason to believe in ghosts. What a foolish, skeptical man. That's not what they said, but that's the tone that they're giving is like...
George, this woman is stealing from you, George. Please. I've been your servant. If you don't trust Judith, you don't trust me. Get out of here. And then she's standing in the hallway with a knife.
Literally, like, with the scariest looking face. Yeah, so, I don't know. I was getting a little, like, preachy tone from that
All of them.
paragraph.
They always do.
Which is like...
They're like, this person didn't believe in the fake boo-boo man. The skeevy boo-boo man.
Little did he know he was about to die from
Watch out, because Amanda's coming for you.
Yeah, so that's it.
Wait, what? That's all the detail about how he died?
We're gonna
How
wrap
did he
up
die?
this episode. Just kidding.
Oh my god! I was on the edge of my seat.
It's a two-parter, so I'm just trying to find a
cliffhanger.
place to either leave a cliffhanger or to like wrap up and pick up.
Yeah.
This is not it. It should be, but it's not a good spot.
Okay.
He was most cordial to Judith, however, and walked her through the entire mansion.
It's crazy. I think I solved it. I think
Judith
Judith killed
is
this
the
guy.
murderer.
I think she's stealing money and valuable items and
killing any witnesses.
and she's killing anyone who tries to get her out of this fucking house, her cash cow.
Damn. Wow.
This is so much more interesting than the fake ghost story. Your mother wouldn't want him here.
Yeah.
George.
Oh. Chills.
She talked to me and she said, "What's his name? Mead."
George Mead. Well,
Yeah.
I guess she called him Mead.
That's
Yeah.
like the mother. So she's like, "Your mother." She said, "Mead, don't let him touch my things anymore. He's being so cruel to me, Mead. Wow. Oh, how could this happen?"
Oh.
And then he's like, "George, I'm telling you, she's no good."
If you don't
And he's like, I'm simply going to the washroom and I'm leaving, and you'll never see me again. And then George is like, by golly, he passed out in the bathroom and hit his head. What a strange.
Oh.
I was hoping we could mend things.
It looks like his head was cracked wide open.
It's a good thing you found him, Judith, and that's why your hands are covered in his blood from helping him.
Why are there puncture marks on his neck?
And she's like, wow.
She was a vampire.
And she's like, wow, Amanda's so vicious in her killings. She's so cruel.
He answered her questions, offered up fascinating bits of information about the many beautiful objects in the house.
This is the father's hunting rifle. It stays loaded at all times, pointing
in an
for easy
unlocked,
access.
in an unlocked drawer.
This is the safe that holds the antique knife collection.
As they were walking,
This dumbwaiter is loose, and anyone who fell in it would look like an accident if they died. Perhaps he's just like accidentally showing her all the fucking
all the depth
Yeah.
spots like Hitman.
Yeah, this stair is creaky, and someone could tumble down if they're not careful.
The chandelier needs to be replaced. It wobbles a bit. It looks like it's about to fall.
as they were walking, Kimmon suddenly stopped dead. Not dead, but stopped dead. He didn't
Like
die.
Doctor in Arrested Development.
He didn't die.
Your brother is all right. He lost his left arm. He's all right. You. It's like very. Okay, so he stopped in his tracks.
He stopped in his tracks.
Okay.
Honestly,
Not his train tracks.
Not his train tracks. Bad phrasing on the stuff.
You know what you're doing, naughty boy, in the story.
Before them was a blue mist, which he knew was associated with sightings of Amanda. The mist wafted down the front stairs and came toward the pair before dissipating. Kimmons was terribly shaken by the event. It was a life-altering experience for the man who did not believe in spooks and specters.
He saw mist one time?
He saw blue mist.
I'd need at least 2 mist sightings before I thought it was a ghost. I'd be like, oh, that must be the shower must be fucked up. You know, like I'm a good person.
There must be a
figured
gas leak in here.
I told George to stop farting so much. You know, like there must be something, you could point to first before immediately having a psychological episode.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, how about this? Maybe this is where the episode came from.
Judith tried to comfort her companion, but he was very distraught.
I have undermined the entire structure of this story by pointing out how Judith is an evil woman. I fear.
Evil woman.
She's like, please relax. Have a drink I made you. Some
Oh,
tea.
no.
He's like, oh,
Does that smell like almonds?
strychnine, my heart.
So, I kind of think I'm gonna leave the cliffhanger there.
Wow.
Yeah. That's it for no.
Climb up that cliff. At home.
So that's the end of part 1. We're gonna get into part 2 next week.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to just tune in next week to
trial
find out what
of
happens.
Judith Haim.
Killian, quick, just a quick little, not a bink scale per
Yeah.
se, but a quick little check-in temperature check.
Yeah, I like on the big scale, ghost-wise, 1. On the big scale, the woman, the psychic, is murdering people, 10. I like fully and convinced she did it.
Yeah.
It's the most convinced I've been of anything
Honestly,
on this show.
you've convinced me of that.
Yeah, no, I like. I think the amount of stories that mention her being with people are alarming to me now.
Yeah,
She's been involved in every single one of these ghost stories,
that's pretty true.
with the exception of the brother at the beginning. Yeah,
Yeah, ever since then.
she found one sick, doddering old fool.
Maybe she used Stevie as the springboard.
Also, maybe
for
he like
trust.
met her, and she planted the Stevie story in his head.
Whoa.
Maybe Stevie wasn't even real.
Oh my God. Oh my days. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Ghost Binkers podcast. You can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Ghost Binkers, and you can email us ghostbinkers@gmail.com. We would love for you to share a story, request one, argue with us. Let us know what you think about the Judith.
Accuse a random person of killings.
The Judith murder
Yeah.
theory. Do you like that better than the actual story that's happening?
Yes, you do. Yeah,
Junior
you do.
Binkers, I already know where you
Come
land.
on, Junior Binkers. You know you like the idea of the killer.
It's kind of fun.
It's kind of like Clue.
Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars is mandatory. I've said this before. If it's less than 5 stars, there is a gun hanging over my bed.
Yeah,
And it fires every time.
Judith is operating it.
Judith is operating.
And if they let you go to 6, I'd do it.
Yeah.
I'd go for it.
Yeah, 6 actually turns the gun away from
Yeah.
me a little bit.
If they introduce like the Tinder super rate system, but with podcasts, you should give us your super rating.
Yeah, because that'll save me from the gun. You don't want to be responsible for my death, do you?
Is this like a threat? Is this like a... can we be like sued for inflicting a negative mental state on people?
No, I'm not doing it.
Are you violating some kind of law?
No, I'm not doing it. There's just
You're doing it.
no,
at
there's
home.
There's a gun over my bed.
No, I'm saying at home.
that
Like you're not doing
fires.
it. The listeners are.
And lastly, tell a couple of friends
Tell
about
a
the
couple
show
of 'em.
because all these things you could do are great, but it's not going to spread the love
Yeah.
the way telling your friends.
Yes,
is.
and we need to bring Judith to justice.
And we got to bring.
We've got to get her in front of a court.
Actually, yeah. Oh, we don't have a Twitter. Just email us Justice Against Judith or something. I don't know.
Someone is too fancy to go on the racist website. Okay.
Thank you to the author of this book,
Thank
Mark
you.
Nesbitt.
Mark Nesbitt. Thank you to Judith for doing your evil deeds in such a such a way that leaves such a trace behind for us.
Any sort of references or links, I will leave in the Ghouly Bites
yeah.
section of the episode description. And lastly, I keep saying lastly, if you can't,
Finally,
if you
in
can't bother to
conclusion.
do any of the other stuff that we asked, just go to ghostbinkers.com and you can. It's your one-stop shop.
Yeah.
That's it for this episode. We will catch you in part 2 on the next episode. Bye.
Ghoul bye. The weight of the song ending early on you is incalculable.
hurts.
It
hurts.
Genuinely makes you feel like it makes you feel stupid for reading in the voice still.
Yeah.
Like when I was doing like the Bigfoot and I was like, and Bigfoot's running, and the music went like, burr, 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 and I was like, oh no,
Oh, no,
and
no.
you had to just keep being like, and Bigfoot's really scary and spooky. There's just no sound anymore.
It's kind of like it's like post-nut clarity. Like the climax is hit and you're just like, oh, I'm still in this for another like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it is. It is like when you start telling a story at a party and you're like, oh, no one likes this story, and I don't know how to end it. I just have to keep going, I guess.